Picture yourself standing in a crowded airport security line. The conveyor belts are clattering, people are shuffling forward, and everything seems completely normal. Then, out of nowhere, a serious-looking officer turns their attention directly to you and says, "Ma'am, sir, I need to check your phone." Your heart starts racing. For older travelers especially, that phone holds everything important. Family messages, medical documents, years and years of precious memories. In just a moment, what seemed like an ordinary device suddenly becomes a gateway to unexpected problems. This is not some made-up movie scene. This is actually happening right now at airports across the United States. If you do not understand the rules, something as innocent as an old photo or a forgotten message could lead to hours of questioning, a missed flight, or even being denied entry into the country. Here is something most older travelers do not realize. Not every officer at the airport has the same level of authority. TSA agents are focused on finding weapons and physical dangers. They are not allowed to demand that you unlock your phone or go through your messages. However, once you are dealing with Customs and Border Protection officers, the situation changes completely. These officers have much broader powers. They can require you to unlock your phone, look through your files, and even check your social media accounts without needing any warrant. And this is not uncommon. In 2024, more than 35,000 devices were inspected at U.S. borders. Most of these belong to regular everyday travelers, many of them older passengers who were simply flying to visit loved ones or explore new places. The real danger is not what you think you are hiding. The danger is what you have forgotten is still on your device. Your phone can quietly become the biggest threat to your trip before you even get to the boarding gate. These are not made-up scenarios. These are real situations that happen to ordinary travelers, including many older passengers who believe they were doing everything correctly. A Brazilian engineer flying through Miami in 2024 was held for 8 exhausting hours because his phone contained photos from a nuclear facility he had visited for his job. The images were completely innocent, but they looked suspicious enough to completely derail his trip. He missed his connecting flight and almost lost his visa. A Colombian social media influencer with more than 500,000 followers was detained for 6 hours in Los Angeles. The reason was memes on her Instagram that criticized immigration policies. What she thought was harmless humor ended up triggering a full-blown interrogation. There was also a Canadian traveler who got stopped in Detroit. He had a WhatsApp group called Los Compass 420, which was just a fantasy football chat with his friends. But officers connected the number 420 with marijuana and held him for hours before they finally figured out it was all just a big misunderstanding. Here is the part that older travelers really need to pay attention to. These kinds of cases are not unusual at all. According to the ACLU, 65% of device inspections in 2024 were done on regular travelers, not people who were already flagged as suspicious. These were people picked at random, people who got caught because an officer misunderstood something, people who never in a million years imagined their phone could turn against them. Even worse, 82% of people unlock their devices when pressured, even though they were not legally required to do so. Just one joking text from a grandchild, one old photo from a party, one meme that gets misunderstood, and suddenly, you find yourself explaining your entire life to a stranger wearing a uniform. The lesson here is simple but very important. Your device is not private when you travel, and the less prepared you are, the more vulnerable you become. Many older travelers think to themselves, "I have nothing to hide, so why would anyone bother me?" But that exact belief is often what gets people into trouble. Border officers are not just searching for illegal content. They are looking at patterns, analyzing the tone of your messages, checking your contacts, and reviewing your entire digital history. This includes things you might not even realize are still on your device. A study from Harvard found that 73% of problems at the border came from content that travelers did not even remember having. That is the real danger. It is not the stuff you are worried about. It is the stuff you completely forgot existed. Many older travelers don't realize that cleaning their phone right before a trip can cause unnecessary problems. People often delete old photos, clear messages, or remove apps just hours before a flight. But a sudden, large cleanup can make a phone look unusual during routine checks, even when the content itself is harmless. There was a traveler who removed some old pictures before flying, thinking it was the responsible thing to do. Instead, the timing of the cleanup made officials curious, and she ended up in a long and stressful interview. The photos were not the issue, the timing was. That's why it's important to prepare your phone weeks before you travel, not at the last minute. Phones hold years of conversations, screenshots, jokes, contacts, and photos that can easily be misunderstood when seen without context. Even normal apps like dating apps, financial tools, or old group chats can raise questions if your device looks messy or suddenly changed. The safest approach is to organize your phone slowly over time. A couple of weeks before your trip, back up everything important to a secure service like iCloud, Google Drive, or Proton Drive. After that, you can reset your phone or simply remove anything you don't need for the journey. Many experienced travelers only keep essential apps such as airline tools, hotel confirmations, offline maps, and emergency contacts. This simple preparation helps avoid confusion and makes the travel process much smoother. Others, especially older travelers who want peace of mind, carry a completely separate travel phone. This is a simple, lightweight device used only for calls, messages, and boarding passes. Their main phone either stays at home or remains backed up and wiped clean. This approach prevents personal photos, private conversations, financial apps, or medical data from ending up in the wrong hands. Even laptops get the same treatment. Professionals create a separate travel user profile to keep sensitive files isolated from anything that could be inspected. Again, this is not about hiding anything wrong. It is about minimizing risk and removing anything that could be misunderstood or wrongly flagged. The idea is simple but powerful. The less digital noise you carry with you, the calmer you will feel if an officer starts asking questions. Older travelers who bring clean, organized devices with them rarely experience the stress that catches unprepared travelers off guard. Once you arrive at the airport, especially as an older traveler, your greatest protection is calm awareness. The first step is figuring out exactly who is asking to see your device. If it is a TSA officer, you can politely refuse because TSA is only authorized to check for physical threats like weapons or explosives. But if it is a Customs and Border Protection officer, that is an entirely different situation. The rules change, and they have much broader authority. If a CBP officer insists on seeing your device, stay steady, maintain eye contact, speak slowly, and ask one simple but powerful question. Is this legally required? Officers will often back down when they realize you understand your rights. And if you do have to comply, never say your password out loud. Instead, write it down on paper. This protects you later by preventing officers from claiming that you willingly volunteered access. If officers become aggressive, you can calmly state that you would like to speak with a lawyer before continuing. This phrase activates protections that many older travelers do not even know they have. For U.S. citizens, remember that they cannot deny you entry to the country, although they can take your device for further review. Always ask for a detailed receipt that lists what was taken and who handled it. For non-citizens, the situation is a bit different. Whether or not you give access to your device can affect the decision about whether you are allowed to enter, so you need to choose carefully and stay composed. The bottom line is simple. Knowledge lowers your stress level, and stress is exactly what officers notice first. A traveler who remains calm, organized, and well-informed is far less likely to face extended questioning or have their device taken away. Airport security is evolving much faster than most travelers, especially older ones, realize. The old days of an officer manually scrolling through your photos are being replaced by something much more advanced. New artificial intelligence tools are currently being tested at major airports. These tools can analyze not just what is on your device, but how you use it. These systems can flag unusual app activity, track how often you unlock your phone, and even detect patterns in the way you type. In some pilot programs, officers do not even need to ask you for access. AI tools can extract limited data through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth vulnerabilities the moment you step into certain inspection zones. And by 2026, regulations may expand even further. If your device is connected to cloud backups, some agents might gain authority to review information stored in the cloud, even if the phone you are physically carrying is completely clean. That means an old file sitting quietly in your cloud storage could be examined. This is something many older travelers never even think about. But here is the good news for older travelers. The same technology that threatens your privacy can also protect you. Encrypted messaging apps, biometric locks, and secure travel modes built into modern smartphones give you powerful tools to stay safe. Using a device specifically for travel, disabling automatic cloud syncing, and turning off Bluetooth and Wi-Fi when you do not need them can dramatically reduce your exposure. The real message here is straightforward. Protecting your digital life is not just about deleting photos. It is about staying one step ahead in a world where AI is watching more closely than you realize. Awareness gives you control, and control gives you peace of mind. Knowledge by itself will not protect you, especially for older travelers who carry years of digital history on their devices. What actually keeps you safe is a clear, calm, step-by-step plan that begins long before you ever reach the airport. Start 30 days before your trip with a gentle digital cleanup. Do not do a sudden purge that looks suspicious. Instead, do slow, steady organizing. Delete old messages a little bit at a time. Move important photos and documents into an encrypted backup. Clean up apps you no longer use. A quiet, gradual process keeps everything looking natural and does not raise any red flags. Around 15 days before you leave, prepare a second device or a simplified travel phone. Load only what you truly need on it. This includes boarding passes, hotel details, offline maps, emergency contacts, and medication lists. Your main phone can stay backed up and wiped clean, or it can stay at home entirely. Many older travelers feel much calmer when they travel with a lighter digital footprint. 3 days before flying, tighten your defenses. Disable automatic cloud syncing. Turn off Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and NFC when you are not using them. Keep your phone fully charged so officers cannot accuse you of hiding something behind a dead battery. If you are questioned, use a restricted profile or guest mode on your device. Never unlock your device using facial recognition or fingerprints when you are under pressure. During every interaction with officers, stay steady and composed. Note badge numbers discreetly if you can. Request receipts for anything that gets taken from you. Record details about what happened wherever it is legal to do so. After your trip is over, change your passwords, review your accounts, and consider using an identity monitoring service. This adds an extra layer of protection that many older travelers find very reassuring. Your phone is not just a piece of technology. It is your digital identity. And in today's travel environment, protecting that identity means protecting your freedom, your dignity, and the peace of mind you deserve at every stage of life.